Hey guys, join your scary queens,
Chelsea,
Christian, Harry,
and Sabrina for the Witching Hour.
We will review horror,
get into some mysterious stories,
and to be honest, probably share our opinions on just about anything.
Don't be afraid to stick around.
Oh, sorry.
Y'all heard that?
Strap back on.
Did I heard?
Got it. I heard it. It's no longer fun because we can't catch each other off guard.
Do you think, actually, I didn't hear it. Do you think that I'm giving out fetish content for free because I eat on the podcast?
For feeders, maybe.
Harry, say it. Harry, say it. Harry, say it.
And that's the perfect way to start this damn podcast.
Hey.
Guys, we back, baby.
Special hey to all the feeders out there.
Okay.
No.
We back, and it's, it starts becoming less and less effective because we've said that so many times in the 6 months.
Wait.
Listen, we have something to explain. We have been going through it.
Yeah.
And also, we're also lazy, so
and
it's a mixture of both.
It's both of these nuts.
What it is that I got beef with Spotify, and once you shoot me down once, I'm not getting back up. One thing about me.
That's true. We have to
One thing about
Spotify.
Sabrina is she gives up. One thing about Sabrina is
that is true.
Possibly on the podcast. That
Sabrina's got beef with Spotify. Christian's trying to finish college.
Yes.
Harry is going through character development. Congratulations, Harry.
Thank you.
And I'm getting divorced, babes.
Oh. Are we going to talk about that?
Are we going to talk about that? Not Sabrina covering the camera.
Are you covering?
Sorry, I was picking out something from my mouth. I didn't want the camera to get it. That's too much for the theater.
I thought you were trying to get it edited out.
Oh, no.
But yeah, short little updates. Anyone have any other updates to tell the pod since we've been gone?
Since you've been gone.
Still owning and operating Gato Glitter. That's GATO Glitter on Etsy, Instagram, TikTok. Please buy glitter and help fund my divorce attorney.
Period. Also, we still got merch out. You should get it.
It's cute. I think we are the only ones that have bought it so far.
I want to get the throw blanket for some reason. I love a throw. Do you know how many throw blankets I have?
Seems really nice. It's
Sabrina,
really nice.
Did you tell me to buy glitter in the shape of a bone?
No.
Somebody did.
It wasn't me.
Okay.
I'm gonna add. Sorry.
Okay. But this week we watched Barbarian.
Pew, 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 pew.
Pew, 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 pew. It was super different for sure. Really.
It's the first horror movie that Sabrina and Harry have watched in a really long time.
Yeah, it was
from Zach Kreger.
It was
the
a
director.
thinker. If you're dumb, it's not a thinker. You don't have to think. But if you're like one of those girls, like you can see the metaphors, the allegories, the similes.
That's true. It's very much like for Bofa. Like if you don't want to think, you can just watch it, and if you do want to think, you have things to think about.
And it's a good little goop and gag for when you're like trying to get cozy and be kind of scared.
Mm-hmm.
But not too scary, not graphic, like gory. I would say that it's a solid movie.
I think it was really good. It gooped me, gagged me. The other day I saw a movie that sucked. It was called Pray for the Devil, but spelled pray like Prey.
Oh.
Wow, what a bad movie. Sorry. Do not go watch that movie. Sorry if anybody from that cast. It's not your fault. It's the CGI's fault and the writer's fault. That movie was so bad. So after I thought like, like any horror movie will gag and goop me because I'm kind of I'm just a little girl, I'm just a chicken.
Chicken?
But no, this movie was actually really good because I watched that movie and I was so bored the entire time. And then this one had me on the edge. And one of my triggers that I choose to not watch is kidnapping, but this movie didn't have the trailers make it seem like it does. It doesn't. It's not kidnapping. It's how would you guys describe it?
Hostage.
I would say there is kidnapping, but it's not a kidnapping movie. You know what I'm saying?
It's not like Taken. They weren't trying to kidnap them. They just end up being yoinked.
You know, it's just like Smog and the gold. You know how Smog got some gold. He's not kidnapping the gold. He has gold.
He's just watching over it, you know.
He's just watching over it. Okay, we'll get into it.
Anyway.
So
oh my god, the scariest part, opening credits. When she's sitting in the car, it's raining, it's dark, she's outside the Airbnb, and for whatever reason on Al Gore's internet, the background noise is people going, oh!
Yeah. What
and
is
it
that?
gets louder and louder as all these voices are like screaming, and I was like, oh my god, like what's going on?
And then it goes radio silent, and she's like,
okay,
let me get into this Airbnb.
Here's the lady that's gonna make every wrong decision that you could possibly make.
Hated
with
it.
Literally the first scene with the like an abandoned neighborhood, and everybody was like, oh, it's raining really hard. I feel like I would have been driving and been like, there is no street lights, there's no house lights going on. What's going on?
Girl, we were in Pine Hills.
We were in the boonies. Okay, is where we were. At the very last house, the very last street. There is like a cute little house that's been like flipped. And this girl gets out on the pouring rain in the middle of the freaking night and tries to get into her Airbnb.
Right. So she's there. She's obviously out of town, or wherever she's from, and she's at this Airbnb for a job interview. So she's staying there for a couple days. She
keeps getting
missed calls from Marcus.
From Marcus. We never meet him, so don't get excited, everybody.
That never gets answered. Yeah, sorry.
Rip in peace, Marcus.
He's not dead. He just never shows up.
He's not dead.
Can you prove that he's alive?
Fair.
Right. So, she realizes that there's someone inside of her Airbnb, and that's when we see Pennywise
and
the clown.
But instead
Bill
of
Skarsgård. No, is he Bill? Is that one Bill?
That one's Bill.
Okay,
it's the one that was.
There's Pennywise. A couple of brothers. I don't know any of
the
Skarsgård
family.
Hot. Yeah.
Like
I didn't know there was a family.
Their eyes are in 2 different time zones, but it adds to it.
Chelsea. Oh my god. Okay.
You're gonna pretend like their eyes don't have beef with each other?
Well,
it's true. It's scary.
Well,
it adds to the look.
That's why he was a good Pennywise, because he was looking at two different kids at the same time.
Stephen King, we're sorry. Okay, so I don't know.
He doesn't care. His brother
Stephen King, I know you're a loyal fan. Sorry.
His brother played Tarzan with Margot Robbie. That's the last thing I remember his brother.
Oh, and he was in True Blood, girl.
Tarzan with Margot Robbie. What's going on?
Can I tell you it was a bad movie? Don't go out and watch it. I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's fine.
To me that movie is a fever dream because I've literally never seen it, and all of a sudden it was a thing.
Tarzan? I've never heard of this in my life.
You don't need to. We can move on.
It's fine.
Okay. Well, anyway.
So Bill Skarsgård opens the door. He's hot.
Yeah, he's hot.
Sorry about it.
And
one thing about Sabrina is she going like a 7 foot tall, skinny white man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know.
That's Sabrina's type.
It's really bad. I gotta change some things up. But hasn't worked out for me, obviously.
But at least she's not as down bad as our main character over here.
Yeah. Literally every red flag. He's kind of weird and awkward, and like, sorry if you're weird and awkward, but if you are already in my Airbnb and you're weird and awkward, I'm not coming into the Airbnb.
I don't think I'm coming at all inside of it. Wait, like I'm just not gonna go inside of the Airbnb.
Oh yeah, instead of being a normal person and being like, oh, the Airbnb is occupied,
I'm leaving.
Well, I guess I'll leave. Like I'll go sleep in my car instead of like harass a stranger, because obviously both.
One thing about Christian is he's not gonna come.
No, but this girl knocks on this guy's door. It's the middle of the night. It's pouring rain. He opens the door. He's like, what do you want? And she's like, literally, I booked this Airbnb through Airbnb. And he's like, I booked this place through host.com. And then she starts to make it this
Wait, what's the website? What's the website?
Hotel.com.
Oh, that's not what I
know,
thought.
it was
like
like
that.
My Home something or something like that.
I don't know.
I thought she said hose.com. And I'm like, girl,
Yeah.
what website is that?
My God.
But then she comes into the Airbnb and starts to make it this guy's problem. She's like, so what am I gonna do? The way that I would have slammed the door in your freaking face, I don't know, none of my freaking problems. Like, I don't care. I don't know you. The one thing that blew my mind about this movie was I don't know these people. Thus, I don't give a shit what happens to them.
But that is. Oh,
What's that?
is that a snake? Can I tell you? That's what we call good old fashioned pretty privilege. Everybody, she's hot, he's hot, so he's like, "Oh, come on in, and we'll figure it out together." If I was on that doorstep, a big old me, on that doorstep, going, "What do I do?" They would be like, they wouldn't even open the door. He would have talked to me through the mail chute.
Through the mail chute.
He would have been like, "Please go away, ma'am. I'm scared." But because they were both hot, she's like, "Okay, I'll come in." And he's like, "Let me invite her in." And she points that out later in the movie. She's like, "If I was in the house first and you knocked on the door, I would have never let you in because you're a stranger and you're a man."
Okay. And then that made me think, so then why are you in the house, dog?
Because she wants to,
because he's still a stranger.
Reap the benefits.
Schmingle is schmangle.
Guys, I watched Taken at the ripe age of 8 years old. Do you know how scared I've been my entire life?
She doesn't let us
everything?
forget that either.
Yeah.
I mention it maybe once every day. I'm so scared all the time of everything. The way this would have never happened to me.
No, I would have never. I would have been like, "Oh, gotta go, bye," and then like slept in my car.
First thing wrong, booking through Airbnb. Airbnb is dead. Sorry, unless you're booking it for like a party or something, which I don't even think you're allowed to do anymore. Airbnb is dead. Why are you booking through Airbnb? Go to a hotel. Airbnb, but like, and now it's the same prices as a hotel. So why would I go to a place that I have to clean up after myself and also get charged a cleaning fee when I could go to a hotel, literally shit on all the freaking sheets, and they don't charge me? I won't, because I'm not that kind of
I hope you don't. Can I tell you? Hotel workers, we're so sorry. Don't ever check Sabrina.
Yeah, Sabrina out here disrespecting the hotel.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean. That I can use the towels and then not have to wash them myself and also get charged a service cleaning fee. Airbnb is dead. Don't do that. If you're a single traveler traveling by yourself, don't do that. Don't Airbnb. You're gonna hostel. Hostel's different. There's there's so many people. Like, I don't feel like it's as creepy because there's so many people.
But that is true. Like, as a single traveler, like if you're literally alone, why are you in an Airbnb in a whole ass house?
Yeah, you need to be staying in like a hotel.
And she was there for a job interview.
Yeah, because I think she was
at an Airbnb.
I think she was leaving, just like, I don't know, making assumptions about the backstory. It seems like she was moving out of like her previous situation and trying to get away from Marcus. Like, I'm gonna say old boyfriend because those are just the vibes that we get.
Vibes.
Yeah, she was like not accepting his calls, being like, oh, Marcus again, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that there was like a fight and we're breaking up.
Another life lesson: you got to make fake friends. If you don't got friends, make some.
Not a single friend was called.
Not a single friend was called. This girl, spoiler alert, she goes missing at a certain point. You know, I'm not going to say for why, but she goes missing and nobody cares. I'm like,
no, not even Marcus.
Not even Marcus. Well, Marcus probably thinks that she's just ignoring him.
She has been ghosting him for a minute. But yeah, she goes into the Airbnb and then the dude is he's being like awkward and weird, but like you think it's because he's the bad guy, but he could maybe just be a weird dude.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Can I use your bathroom?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And while she's walking to the bathroom, she's kind of like going down the hallway and like looking in the room that he's using and stuff. And she's like, while I'm down here, can you pull up your reservation? And he's like, what? So you can make sure that I'm not just some random squatter sleeping in this house. And she's like,
yes.
So
then why are you in the house? If you're making sure that he's some random, what? Oh my God,
could not be me.
She should have done that. She should have done that before she entered the home at all. If she's gonna do that,
I would have
just
slept in my car.
Prove it. Hey, prove it.
Also, she called the service. She called the phone number on the Airbnb, which it's not even managed by a person. It's managed by a service that probably rents out a bunch of these places as Airbnbs, which great business idea, but like shady. So like she calls and she's like, hey queen, I'm at my Airbnb, but somebody's already in it. Never calls her back.
Never.
She's there for like 2 days.
And
she's there for weeks.
But like to get the phone call, she's there for like 2 days, and they should have called her within a few minutes. There should be an emergency number. Because like I've stayed in Airbnbs and you text the person and you're like, hey, this happened or whatever, and they'll text you right back because it's their property, you know? But yeah, she goes piss girl. And
not that.
When she comes out, he's like, oh, you want some tea, you want some whatever, and she's like trying to figure out like what the frick is going on,
and he's very much like overcompensating for the fact that like he's like, I know this is weird, you don't have to drink it if you don't want to, but like, you know,
it was so weird. He kept like offering her things to drink, and I was like, he is going to drug her. He's going to. Why are you so adamant that she drinks something? You want water?
We have
some
tea.
You want wine?
He's trying to be like overly hospitable. I think it's just, again, he's like, there's a hot girl in this house that I'm in. So then he's like, listen,
how do I do this?
So he's like, listen, you can stay here with me. I'll sleep on the sofa, you sleep in the bed. And she's like, well, I have a thing about clean sheets. And
why are you coming for her like that?
Because it's such a dumb thing to say. And who cares? So they wash the sheets, and she takes a shower, and she comes out, and he's sitting at the table with 2 wine glasses and the bottle of wine that was in the Airbnb with like a bow on it. And he's like, I didn't open it yet because I want you to see me open it so you don't think I'm trying to roofie you. Which
immediately I was like, you could have stuck a needle in there. You threw the cork. You would have never known. You would have never known.
If you want to roofie somebody, you're going to roofie somebody. Can I tell you?
Yeah. If you got bad intentions, there's a plan A, B, C, and D.
Yeah. So she's like, no, that's okay. That's okay. And then she like sits down with him, and he opens the wine, and they start talking. And then she finds out that he's in a band.
Is that what that was supposed to be?
Yeah, I think so. He's in
Lions.
He's in a band that she knows about, and she's like,
I don't know if it was a band or if it was supposed to be like a company about music.
She's like, you're in the Bebop? Oh my god,
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Because the reason she said that, or the reason she was there, was for a job application, and he asked what it was about, and she was like, yeah, it's about like the music scene and la 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 la. And then he was like, well, you know who you should interview, Cara?
Hold on. Pause.
I know where the scary noise was coming from. Oh my god.
Harold, are you is your computer okay?
Oh god. He's freezing. Harry, close your tabs.
Harry's section of the podcast is over.
I'm so sorry, y'all. Harry's got like 92 tabs open. Not a one of them's academic, I'm sure. But yeah, he's like, you should interview me because I'm this important fancy person. She's like, oh my god. And then she starts drinking the wine and opens up to him and blah blah blah. Because he's got like shmoney, or he's famous, or both, something.
And you know what that man could be? A liar.
Oh,
if that's your
yeah.
And I'm the fucking president of the United States. You don't know what, like, if this means so much to you, if the 3 Lions or whatever it's called means so much to you, wouldn't you know who are the founders of that company, like, and what they look like?
Wouldn't you recognize them? I don't know, man. So
Je ne sais quoi.
Then they have like an evening, they're kikiing, and then the sheets are done. And so he helps her put the duvet cover on, and they have like
He's
a
so
cute,
silly and quirky.
cute little moment. And he but then he like puts the sheets on the bed, and then they just stare at each other for a minute because I think they're trying to decide if they want to
flickle
hold hands. And she's like, well, time for bed. And she had taken a picture of his ID.
She did do that
earlier in the night when she was changing.
ID.
Yeah, he left his wallet in the room, so she took a picture of it.
Sure, Keith. Whatever.
So then he goes to sleep.
That was his name, Keith.
Then he goes to sleep on the couch, and he closes the door. She doesn't lock it because she's what? Stupid. So
I think she does lock it.
No, I took note that she doesn't lock it at nighthime because
maybe she's hoping he'll slither in.
Well, somebody did, because in the middle of the night she's knocked out. She's knocked out, and the door goes. And
then Mr. Man.
And then he's going on the sofa. he's fighting.
He's
fighting somebody.
I thought at first.
And he's saying, oh, help me. Oh, like something going on out there, scary. Girl. He's fighting his demons. And so she gets.
He was meeting Freddy Krueger.
She goes out there and walks to him real slow and is like, and taps him, scares the bejesus out of him. I don't know why she.
And then he knocked her out.
Oh my God, I'm surprised he didn't sit up and punch her right in the face. Because that's my shoot. Like, but yeah, he's like, you scared the crap out of me. Like,
I just feel like if there's a stranger that I don't know, I'm just closing the door harder. You know, like let's maybe put a chair up against the. You know.
And like a jingle
like you said, she probably just
or something
like
on
you
the
said,
doorknob.
she probably just wanted to slither.
Make a jingle jangle.
And that's why you don't have sex before marriage, kids. Because you get into situations like this.
Also, Airbnb, Chelsea, you have a job.
Oh God, can I tell you?
Describe this Airbnb to them.
Are you looking for somewhere that you shouldn't leave? Because if so, this house is actually really wonderful, decorated kind of like mid-century modern style. Looks like about the size of like a cute little bungalow, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, modern plumbing and furnishings, completely redone. So like no need for flippers to invest or anything. It's not an investment. It's already been invested in. Don't look in the neighborhood. Don't look outside. Don't worry about the property values.
Outside.
In fact, the property value of this place is so low. It's great for a first-time home buyer, people with, no credit, bad credit, because the property value is incredibly low. And there's a basement. It's not finished. But it's big. It's real big.
It's really big. Can I tell you the square footage? And all the neighbors will be jealous of your house.
Every single one of them.
Sure.
Every single one of them.
Wow.
This is the last one.
How much do you appraise this house? How much?
I would say like a 1 bedroom in that type of neighborhood. Where are they? Detroit?
Yeah.
Detroit, yeah.
Outskirts of Detroit.
I would say that it's probably worth like 90 to 100,000. Even though it's really nice inside, they're going to take all the furnishings with them. It's in a very undesirable location. It's small. Bless you. The basement isn't finished, so it's not part of the square footage.
But you can't add it extra
otherwise.
on the notes. You can
add it as extra.
Yeah, it's an up and coming neighborhood, so there's only the potential for you to build equity. Because once somebody starts building the house, like building up the house next door, girl, that's money in your pocket.
Yeah.
So get in now. Get in now.
We're having a Black Friday sale, actually.
Black Friday sale.
You might have some roommates, but like, who wants to be alone all the time?
Right.
Yeah. And they're not there all the time. Just in the night.
Yeah, just
Or
nighttime.
alone.
Maybe don't stay there at night. This is like a daytime home.
It's a day home.
Can I tell you? They're there during the day.
Don't.
What did she say?
Why did you say it like that?
I didn't mean to. It was just my speech impediment. My seasonal speech impediment. I don't know. I got problems.
Seasonal?
I don't know. You know.
Harry, do you have
Um,
a speech impediment? Why are you muted?
My computer is freaking the fuck out.
Close your tab.
Okay. So she wakes him up and he's like, "You scared me."
Mhm.
And then she's like, I'm gonna go back to bed. Like, she got really weird and awkward. And then she's like, "Did you open my door?" And he's like, "No, I'm literally sleeping." And she's like, "Well, my door was open." And he's like, "That's cool."
They really set it up so that the whole time we think he's the one fucking and ducking.
Right.
And can I tell you, they got me.
They got
me.
you good, yeah.
They got
And that was one of the first things I asked was, do you guys think it's actually him? And everybody was like, yeah, probably. And I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, I see
And
that.
don't you
then,
see the basement door close
yes.
Yeah, the basement door is kind of.
That's when you know that there's a third entity.
in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought
There's
at
something
first,
going on.
like, oh, there's another person in on it, you know,
Mhm.
to help him.
So
Whatever. We go to sleep. We wake up. Next day.
Chelsea's
has a-
feeling herself.
Wow.
I look so skinny.
Oh
See,
my
oh,
god.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so she has a job interview this day, and she goes to the job interview. It's all cute.
jum-
meh, meh, meh.
Um,
And then she's leaving the job interview, and the interviewer is like this film person, and she's like, "Hey, where are you staying?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm staying in the boonies." And she's like, "The boonies?"
It's not what it's called. I
Yeah.
think that's-
It's called like Burbank or something.
no, it's not.
Barbarian.
Bunions. Okay, I'm staying in Bunions, and she's like, "Bunions?" And she's like, "Yeah, Bunions."
"Girl."
It's a little rough, but you know, the house is nice. They redid it.
And
She's
then
like,
she keeps being like, no.
"Are you
girl."
okay?" Yeah.
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 And can I tell you why? Because every house is burned down to pieces.
Yeah, you couldn't tell that because
decrepit.
she showed
Yeah,
up
she
at night.
saw it. She saw it when she was
On her
leaving
drive
for
to
the
the-
job interview.
yeah.
I'm talking like uninhabitable, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
nobody
literally
lives
falling
in this
apart.
neighborhood. but
Broken down.
You can see the back door from the
Broken, yeah.
outside.
the houses
Um,
are like destroyed.
Yeah,
Yep.
and this is the only house like in a 15-mile radius that is like decent, which is really weird. But sure, whatever.
And that's what flippers do, girl. They
But,
flip it real nice, and then you buy it, obviously, because this person that owns it now bought it probably sight unseen. They probably just saw the house. And so they trick people into buying it, and then the neighborhood is bad.
crack.
Mhm.
But like, can I tell you there's no neighborhood? They
Yeah.
are the neighborhood.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's rough.
So she goes back home. She parks the car, gets the keys out the ignition. On her way into the house,
Ignition.
there's
outside
house.
the kitchen.
What? This guy
Mama.
comes running up to her all hot and bothered, and he's like, hey lady, hey lady.
Unbothered.
Very get out of
And
her.
Very
can I
much
tell you,
so, yeah.
She is
Yeah.
closer to her car, but she decides, let me
She decides to
press
run into the
lockbox.
house.
Oh, she gotta put the numbers in,
She
and
gotta
she's
put
like,
the
beep,
code
beep,
in the
beep, beep, beep,
lockbox,
beep, beep.
get the
Mhm.
key out, unlock the door, get in the house.
When she could have
close
just
the
gotten
door,
in her
lock
car.
it. When she could have turned around, got into the car, left the site.
Yeah, no, she went
Yeah.
inside for some reason, and then she calls the
What?
cops. Shocker, they do nothing.
They do nothing.
Oh, hi, can I tell you? Red flag. She calls the cops go, we don't have any available units. Can I tell you? They're all battling the crime of this area
Mhm.
because it's
Or
literally
they
the worst
and I
area
just
in
think-
don't
town.
go there.
I just, oh my
Or they're
God.
like scared to go there.
Yeah,
they're
they
like,
don't
"Go there."
respond to places down there because, like, they're probably like, girl, what's the point?
And can I
Mhm.
tell you, there's something that don't make sense to me. I know like there's a part where she looks like cracked and they like don't respect her and whatever. But like, if you're gonna treat her like a crackhead, how did the crackhead get a phone? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you also have to respect like when people are like, hey, there's an issue. You know, like you gotta look into
Yeah.
it a little. How did the crackhead get a phone? And how is the crackhead speaking eloquently? That just didn't make sense to me. There's a little with this movie, there's a little bit of suspension of belief. You know what I mean? You gotta just buy into some things. It's kind of like a camp movie where it's like, this is so unrealistic, but it's okay because it's trying to say something. That's why it's unrealistic, kind of.
Right. So they had their commentary on the police being unhelpful in neighborhoods like that.
Yeah.
And then she is in the house. The person like leaves because they were banging on the door like, get up out of the house. Get out of the house. And you're like, oh my God, this person is trying to like, I don't know, stab her, rob her,
Do
something
crazy, yeah.
And then she goes in the house and sees a note from Mr. Man, and he's like, went out to go do something. Be back later. And she's like, tea. And then she's got to go piss, girl. The amount of people we had to watch pee in this film.
I know.
So much
And,
happens
like,
in this
we not
bathroom.
only
In the
did we have
bathroom,
to
can I tell
watch
you?
them-
Spoiler alert, nothing happens in the bathroom.
Not only did we have to watch them, though.
Yeah.
So she goes pee. She goes to grab toilet paper. Out. What a shame. So
does she just shake it off?
I'm assuming
Or she was holding it until she saw the toilet, and then she was like, "Oh, damn,
She's
I've done that
smarter
before."
than me if she did that.
I think it was the first one because I didn't hear a trickle. I think she just
pee,
sat down.
The pee is leaving my body as my butt is going down. Like
I've
she's
done that
stronger
before.
than me.
I've clocked and then been like, "Damn, there's no TP." I close up shop and I stand up and I get some more. You know what I mean?
Close up shop. Yeah.
Anyway, so she is like searching around this place for toilet paper, and she ends up in the basement where she finds some, but when she goes down there to snatch it, basement door shuts by itself. It's just drafty down there. Little bit of what's it called, the pressurization, because there's other things going on in there. So the door shuts by itself, not sure why it automatically locks.
And she has that's a problem.
Is it locked or is it like just
it's locked.
It's locked.
Because if it's
I think it's locked.
I'm getting out.
Also,
she gave it a good shake at some point, you know.
I would have busted. I'm not
the
a
windows
strong
out
person,
your car.
but I would have busted that door down with my whole.
But you know what also would have scared the fuck out of me?
What? With your what?
With my whole body weight.
But what also would have scared the crap out of me is like if there are spookity wookities in the basement to make too much noise. You know what I mean? And announce my place.
Yeah.
Because I'm already spookity wookitied.
And can I tell you what she doesn't have in the basement? Her phone. No. And can I tell you what she does have in the basement? The key to the front door. So Mans can't get in. And she can't call for help. Not that anyone's going to come help her. Who's going to come help her? The cops
and the
that man that ran out of her.
You're right.
And and now there's a man outside that we're scared of. This place sucks.
So
I hate it here.
She's just
One
like
star on Yelp.
Yeah, she's just farting in the basement, and she's
farting in the basement,
and she moves some junk around and finds a rope coming out of the wall.
A hole in the wall.
A hole with a rope slithering out, and she's like, "I am gonna yoink it." So she.
Do you know what I would have never done? Sorry, I don't know if that's too loud.
Oh, I would have never yoinked a mystery rope in the wall.
Never touched that rope.
Yeah, that's the most.
I would have seen the rope
thing.
and started screaming.
To be fair, I would have probably.
Harry would have yoinked it.
No, listen. If I would have touched it, soon as I pulled it a little and the wall started moving, I'm out. I'm not touching shit.
Yeah, I don't know how to close it again, but I'm gonna.
There's no.
I'm gonna suck on the wall with my mouth like this,
like Kirby,
like a freaking catfish, and close it again.
So she opens. She yoinks the rope. Secret stone passageway opens up. No light on the inside. Very
I hate it here.
It's literally it's very much giving a tunnel from Shawshank Redemption. So she's like, how am I gonna doesn't look for a flashlight. Can I tell you, we found out later there is one in there. She grabs a mirror, a big long mirror, and angles it so that the light in the basement shines down into the tunnel.
I don't want to know what's in the tunnel.
Women in STEM. She wants to see what's in the tunnel. Nothing. But she does see like a door off to the side of the tunnel. So
Spoiler alert, it's nothing.
And and the light is on in that door.
Yeah. So she is like, I'm gonna go
a little
in.
nervous.
Goes in.
And she goes in. Oh my, again, every choice that no sane human being would have ever freaking done in their life, she makes it.
And we should probably give like a trigger warning for what this room looks like.
Yes.
Trigger warning, Taken. Okay.
Taken, essay,
Sabrina.
because in this room is 3 things: a bed with no sheets and a wire frame, the worst kind, squeaky. An old, like, gotta be 80s video camera, the camcorder, the big thing with the eye hole that you look into, and the third thing, face towards the bed. Oh, there's 4 things. There's a bucket on the floor, and there's a bloody handprint on the wall. Now, I feel like anybody looking at that would be like, girl, red alert. This ain't the place for me. This is a very sinister area. So she does run out, and then she, I think, hears somebody at the door, and it's Pennywise.
Keith.
And Keith. Keith
from the
could have been the serial killer in that moment, and I would have been screaming for help. I've been like, Keith, get me out of here. You know what I mean?
She starts
whatever I had
banging
to do.
on the basement window. I
also would have felt so desperate that, you know, the man that we think is going to come and kill us and Rob, you know the scary man, scary man that we were running away from earlier. I would have been like, hello, I'm in here. If you want me, come get me. Just take me out of here.
Yeah.
I would have probably just passed out. I feel like that a natural defense would have been like, and just
I'm talking all this shit, and I know that my heart would have started beating so fast that it would have bursted inside of me.
So she sees Keith outside, and she's like, Keith, and then whips the key at him so he can get in, let her out. And then she tells him, she's like, we got to get out of here. This place ain't right. And she goes down that.
She walks back in to this place with this man. The way I would have been like, get in there, give me my keys.
Yeah, well, she goes upstairs and gets her stuff.
She gets all her stuff, and then he's like, don't leave. No, I can't. Like, I want to see it for myself.
He's like, I just need to see it. I just need to give me 15 seconds. I just need to see it.
I just want to look.
And he's like, don't leave me down here by myself.
Yeah, it's so convincing. You think like, oh, this guy's the bitch.
I wasn't convinced. Can I tell you? I don't know him. I could see him on the street, wouldn't know a thing at that point.
No,
I'm getting my laptop and I'm getting out of here.
I'm saying
like, and you're like, oh my god, Keith is the guy.
One.
Yeah.
Oh, that he's setting her up.
Yeah.
And she's video camera. Yeah. But when she describes the room to him, because he's a man, and this is not me he's like hating on men, but also like
fuck men.
But
also like that's what the commentary is.
It's the commentary, because she goes, there's a room in there with a bed and a video camera and a bloody handprint, and to every woman
and
that scream in a bucket, every woman that screams like kidnapping, sex trafficking, problem, red alert, get away, and to him he's like,
that's just stuff you have in a garage.
A camera? Like, what?
He said it's an abandoned basement. What else do you think is going to be there? It's a bed and a bucket,
like,
girl.
I want to see. And she's like, you don't need to see. I'm telling you what's in it.
You know what's in my garage?
He's fucking weird.
Crafts from Michael's that we've abandoned.
And your Thanksgiving leftovers.
Mine's just paint, girl. Paint.
I got an extra fridge and glitter and
Sabrina knows what's in my garage.
Me. No, the scariest freaking car you've ever seen in your life. Harry has this car that the minute I saw it, because it wasn't there always. One day he opened up the garage and it's this abandoned car that I was like, that is a horror movie car.
But to a car person, that's a very rare, expensive car in that garage.
And to me, it was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. I saw this movie with Jennifer Lawrence called Cabin at the End of the Woods or whatever.
It's called Cabin in the Woods.
No, that's not with Jennifer Lawrence, dummy.
I love Jennifer Love Hewitt.
What do you mean at the end of the woods?
Go look it up. It's called Cabin at the End of the Woods. And she
Cabin at the End of the World?
No, Woods.
We're just gaslighting Sabrina out of knowing this title.
Literally, can I tell you, I watched this movie because I was obsessed with Jennifer Lawrence, and she gets kidnapped in this movie by this crazy ass guy. And there's a scene where she's hiding in a car like that from this murderous
Sigourney
man.
Weaver is in Cabin in the Woods.
Sigourney Weaver.
Okay,
Anyways,
just trust
sorry.
me, it's a scary car. Okay, so he goes down there to check out what's going on with this bed and this camera and this bucket. And
House at the end of the street, girl.
that one. That's what I said. Shut up, we're moving on. Okay, so then she starts
Jennifer
yelling.
Lawrence cabin horror movie. House at the end of the street.
That's what I said. Okay, so then
Also,
she
just
starts
want to let
yelling.
you guys know that my computer is at 9% again, but just keep
Okay,
going.
so then leave the call. After it dies, I don't want to hear from you again.
We'll pull through somehow.
She goes, Keith, and he's not answering. The way I would have grabbed my keys and left, but it's okay
she's like, Keith, can you come out, please?
Yeah, and can I tell you, Keith goes on a world tour.
Oh my
because he goes
God,
into the deep
he's so
depths.
stupid.
Okay, so
He
she
finds
goes,
enough once a while.
Yes.
She puts a chair against the basement door so that it doesn't close and lock. So she goes down the basement, still can't find Keith. She goes into this secret hallway, into the bedroom.
Even farther.
Can't find Keith. She's like, Keith, and he's not there. So
she has her
either this
phone
man-
flashlight at this point. That's her
At
only
this
light.
point, as the viewer, you're like, oh, he's hiding in there. He's trying to keep her in, and he's
yeah,
gonna fucking
because the
murder
angles
her.
that they're giving you are only of her, and you can't see what's behind her. So you're already pooping.
Also,
pooping
why
yourself.
the fuck does she care so much that he's in there?
Hi,
I
why does
can
she
tell
like
you,
Keith
I
this
wouldn't.
much?
We don't
I
know
wouldn't.
him. We
You don't
don't
know
know
him.
this man. We
Damn.
don't know this
I
man.
met him yesterday.
I think
Let him die.
I think the
Let him
point of this
die.
is
Let him die. Let him shrivel up and die.
I think the whole point of this like sequence of scenes is to show like women will ignore every red flag sometimes, you know, like these red flag after red flag after red flag, and you keep going further to pursue.
And she's trying to care
a
for
man,
him like a fucking
right?
mother.
I
Like,
think
bitch.
I'd also kind of I think it's supposed to highlight like a woman's natural instinct to take care of somebody or help somebody.
But
Whereas
fuck Keith,
men,
man.
To their own
men
detriment.
later we see don't do that.
Don't do
Oh,
that
we
same
do
instinct.
see.
So then she's in that room, and then she starts looking around, and one of the back panels of this extra hallway, okay, that is already extra, that had a door, a rope door. Now there's an extra panel that's flapping open. She opens up the panel,
like that.
the depths of hell. Literally,
Hi.
literally,
A staircase into your mom. I don't know where else.
literally it looks like you carved it with a spoon. It is just like I don't know.
Wait,
You're going into
wait.
Earth.
Wait.
Journey
How
to the
fuck
center of
did
the
that
earth.
man carve that?
I don't know. We don't like spoiler alert. Somebody made
I'm telling
that.
you, it's like Shawshank Redemption. He literally
We don't know what
carved
that
this
is.
place.
I'm telling you right now, all three of us do
don't.
not know what you're talking about.
Okay. Problems, but
Yeah, I don't know.
we'll
Sorry, you're
digress
old.
later.
I've heard of it, but yeah.
It was Sabrina.
It's always on TV. It's always on
I
TV.
don't
There's
know what
no
you're talking
reason.
about.
Oh my
No one
god.
watches TV anymore. Chelsea.
People
but no, that
reference
We're on Netflix.
Shawshank
That brings
all
us-
the time.
That brings us to the point that there are a lot of things in this movie that you just have to like be okay with.
Accept.
Like you just have
Like,
to
this
accept.
is
Right,
just the
right.
decision she's going to make because it doesn't.
And can I
make
tell you,
Even
it's every
like-
5 minutes. Every 5
No.
minutes, she's gonna make
and
the
it's
decision she's
all,
gonna make,
No,
and
it's
you're
all
gonna
a
watch it.
metaphor, but
What
it
I'm
makes you
also
want to
saying
kill
is
yourself.
like, what I'm also saying is like, how was that tunnel there? How did he dig it? You just have to accept that it's a tunnel that he dug. and
He's
it's
been
there.
working on it for 30,
I-
40
this
years.
is the weirdest
Yeah, he's had
type
time.
of camp. Is it like it's not the word that I'm using. Maybe it's
I
like
don't even think
it's not a surrealist because surrealist isn't the word. It's some kind of artistic style, baby.
Yeah.
Basically it's just a bunch of metaphors laid on top of one
What
another.
you kept repeating a phrase that I now can't think of. Like you just have
We
to
don't know
give it
this
up.
man.
No, you have to like suspend
And disbelief.
Suspend belief. Yeah.
Yeah.
For just a little bit. You have to buy into what they're selling. Just
Yeah.
a tad. Because it is one of those movies that like to the like critical viewer, they're going to see what the director's trying to say.
Yeah.
But basically, so this panel opens up, depths of hell. It's like a labyrinth down there. She goes down this place.
Being bitch
Yelling.
slapped by all these red flags.
It's like
Yelling.
it's like a 90-degree staircase down, and it's all there's no lights. And she's like,
Keith, where are you, Keith?
and can I tell you the way that I almost peed my entire bed when you see Keith on all fours.
Oh, mind you, she's passing when she reaches the bottom of the thing, cages.
Human-sized cages, not animal-sized cages. And she's seeing the cages and she's like
and
freaked.
she keeps going. Oh, and then there's 2 gates. Not 1 gate, but 2. And
Yes.
there's 2 iron gates that are open, that are all like, you know, and she's walking past them. She keeps going deeper and deeper. And this is where it's like, women ignore the red flags. And then Keith crawls out of the depths.
He like crawls at her like a dog, growling.
He's fast as heck.
Channeling his Pennywise. And he's like, there's someone back there. There's someone back there. And she's like, what are you talking about? We gotta go.
He goes, she bit, or something bit me. I was like,
bit me.
Bit you.
And I still, to this moment in time, I'm still like, this guy is gagging and gooping her. This guy is gagging
like
and
this is
gooping
his
her.
plan. Yeah.
And can I tell you what's the gag and the goop? Mama comes
Mama
out
bear.
the freaking back. This thing, saggy titty ass lady. Sorry.
She got
ass naked like the day that she was born. Big as hell. Okay?
She got
I'm talking
water
like
balloons.
7 feet.
Big mama.
Yeah.
7 feet.
What's the
3
title of
strands
the
of hair
episode?
attached
Big
to her
lady
head.
and tall boy.
Big lady and
this is
tall.
a big lady, okay? Naked
lady.
as the day God made her.
Not only is she
And
big, not only is she tall, that woman is strong as hell.
Strong.
And
she
naked.
gives
She grabs the side of Keith's head and bashes him against the
repeatedly.
wall.
not just once, but
Wait,
like a bunch of
cannot
times.
What
recognize-
was that sound?
Don't worry about it. It's
What was
Keith's
that
skull.
sound?
And can I tell you, and you can't even see him by the end. You don't even know who that is anymore.
Nope.
Oh, can I tell you? Keith turned into Keith.
Oh, be real, everybody. It's time for the be
It's
real.
the B-roll.
Oh, to be real
Keith
enough.
turned into Yo, I can't believe my computer's at 7% again. I don't know why it's not charging. It's plugged in.
Oh god.
I'm being
Harry.
raw.
My B-roll is like, oh, there we go.
Maybe it's like the block. Is the block not enough power?
Guys,
But I don't know where
wouldn't it
mine
be so
is.
funny if we had been
Do you have a
talking for the
small
last
block?
like 25 minutes and this hadn't been recording.
No, it's recording.
I know, but I looked in the corner, I didn't see it for a second. And I was like,
Oh.
if this is not recording,
Oh, I would have cried.
We're starting a different day, Mama.
yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Oh my god.
Okay, who wants to be my B-real? Who wants to be my B-real? Who wants to be my B-real? All right, everybody smile.
Oh wait. Hold on. Fuck.
Déjame saber. Let me know.
There's a time limit here, Harry.
I know. I'm so close.
Ooh, I look good.
So close.
Harry!
1 second.
He's
I'm
got
just trying to.
seconds left.
Okay, ready?
Wait. No.
Oh, take it without him.
Wait. Okay, there.
Beautiful.
I'm
Not
sure
the
that was like really
bisexuals
good
holding up
for
peace
our
signs.
listeners. Hi. That's a hate crime. Y'all heard
What
it.
just
Y'all
happened?
heard it here.
I
He
said
just
not
hate
the
crimed us.
bisexuals
What did
holding
he
up
say?
peace signs.
Hey.
Both
Maybe
Hey,
be a
Chelsea,
little-
Can I
Whoa. Oh my
both
God.
Chelsea and Sabrina were like,
can I tell you, Harry's just mad because we have twice as many options as
it's
he
true.
does.
It's true. I'm jealous, and I've always said it, and I will never deny. Aw,
Yay.
yeah.
That's really
cute.
cute. What was I gonna
So,
say? Your mom?
yeah, she beats his head in, and then screams.
And she's, can I tell you how many teeth she's got? You can count them on one
Oh,
hand.
yeah. Can I tell you? 1, 2, 3.
Free, right here up top.
Free
And I think she
tooth.
might have a fourth one to come in between the gap between
Yeah.
here.
Me when I
then-
come
And
between the
hey,
gap.
this woman, to give you like a visual, if y'all ever seen Scary Stories to Tell in My Hole,
What was that movie?
Scary scores.
Scary Scories.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, that movie, the pale lady, literally her name is the pale lady, the big girl who
This is
like
her skinny
sucks that
sister.
little kid in.
Yeah, the one
Looks
that
like
absorbs
this
the
is
kid.
her big, tall
Skinny
cousin
kid.
girl.
Yeah, they're definitely related. They're in the same cinematic universe somehow. I know they are connected.
Oh my god.
If Scary Stories is... if Scary Stories...
Falling apart.
Go.
Okay, if I'm scared, the story tells me in the dark. 2 has to have that lady in it.
I don't know if
Yes,
there's gonna
the
be a
big
2, but
bitch.
we're all awaiting.
There
She
is gonna
said,
be a
"Who
2.
took my
Or
toe?"
at least I've heard that there's gonna be a 2.
But so okay, cut the cameras. New guy, new story.
Yeah, we go
And
back in time to the 80s.
We're in.
It's the
No.
Are we?
Yeah.
No, we're not there yet.
We cut to
oh no,
New
we go
Boy.
to Justin Long.
Oh,
We're in
Justin
LA.
Long.
We're 2 weeks
We're LA.
later.
We're driving
Yeah.
down.
Which
Okay,
I would
2
like to say something. This man is driving in a convertible on the side of a cliff. That's not my problem. My problem is he answers his phone on speakerphone in the car.
and he hears him clearly.
Girl, as if that would ever work with the top down.
My car is closed, windows
God.
closed. I'm
She can
screaming.
barely
And
hear her.
my friend still
Oh
can't
my
hear
god,
me.
crystal clear! You can't hear the wind whatsoever. Girl, that was the hardest thing for me.
That
to
was
believe.
suspending disbelief.
But-
Also trigger warning for this part because we're going to talk about
Oh,
sexual
Yeah.
assault.
Essay
Sexual
again.
assault.
Yeah,
essay.
it's part of the
Again.
plot. We don't just like talking about
Basically,
it.
this guy's a loser, okay? And he is in the film industry and he gets accused of essaying someone.
Mhm.
And can I tell you his first reaction when he hears it? He's like, so what's gonna happen to the pilot?
Yeah, he
And I was
doesn't
like,
deny.
and
Yeah.
is 9 guilty. This
Yeah.
man is guilty.
I'm not worried about
Really
happening to the
hurting
project
anybody.
before, oh my god, what? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No
If you're not
remorse.
shocked, you did it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And you could be,
Can I
you
tell
could still
you?
pretend to be
You
shocked
did it.
and do it, but like I just felt like that was such a blatantly wrong reaction to have when you
Mhm.
hear that that's what you're being accused of. And then second reaction after what's going to happen to the pilot, his reaction is, but I was on the project first. Why am I getting kicked off of the project?
Because he's so stupid.
Yeah.
But it's,
Such a
dumb.
jagweed.
I feel like
If
it's
you want to meet the
commentary.
worst man ever, this man.
That guy.
It's like commentary on how like these like people who become like really famous, like really successful, they become so disconnected like from reality. They don't understand what they're
And consequences.
doing. Yeah, they don't understand
Mhm.
consequences, like their actions that have an effect on other people, like nothing. It's all about him.
Yeah, I think
Um,
he's supposed to be like a Harvey Weinstein type. You know what I mean? That's what
Yeah.
he's supposed to that's the vibe he's supposed to give off. And he does. He's the worst. So basically he gets
He do be the
accused of
worst.
this. He has to go meet with his financial advisor to find out what he's going to do. And
Yeah.
because he
then
has
he
to pay
decides
for
he's going to
two
rather than
lawsuits.
moving into a smaller house in LA, he's going to go liquefy some of his rental properties in Detroit.
Even though he tells him
Mhm.
they're not worth anything, there's no point. You need to just
Yeah, he said,
downsize here.
Yeah.
He said your real killer is your rent here, and he said, "Ugh, I'm not." So I have to
Harry's
move
having
my
a
house?
weird.
He said, I gotta sell my house.
Yeah, I gotta get something
Yeah.
smaller because he's like, you have what, like 6 months, and then you're out of money if
Yeah.
you keep that
Yeah.
house in LA. And because he wants to file 2 lawsuits against this girl, defamation,
and he's like convinced that he's gonna
yeah,
win.
something else. I think she's
Yeah, I don't remember.
maybe
It was
suing
like
him
2
or something.
things that he had to pay for. 2 lawyers or whatever. Or 2
But
whatever.
then he's like, I'm gonna go. I don't know why this was his first idea. He's like, I'm gonna go to Detroit
Detroit.
and I'm gonna go stay in this Airbnb that I've never seen before, that I pay a company to rent
Yeah.
out for me.
Why would you not just sell it remotely from LA?
You've
could
never
definitely
been there. Why
that.
do you want to fart around in it, girl?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know what
just-
that was about. I guess he was trying to do the square footage thing, but also like get someone to do it. Or well, I don't know. We don't got money, but
I guess, but like
yo no
he
sé
has a
cuá.
company that runs the Airbnb. Tell them to clean the house.
right.
Send him like I don't know if there's like an itinerary list of what he can put up on the listing. Also, get a realtor. Why is he? I don't
He's
know.
stupid.
Like you
He's
got
There's a lot of
enough
questions,
money.
and he is
There's
dumb
a
and
lot of
stupid.
questions,
Yeah.
and it's not very based
Essentially,
in reality. It's okay.
He goes to Detroit despite everyone telling him, "Hey, that's maybe not what you should do. Shouldn't sell this house." His like agent or whatever is like, "Why the hell would you leave the state? That looks so sus." And he's like, "I don't care." And he goes to the Airbnb, and when you go see the property that he owns, it ends up being the same house where our first 2 characters
Gone missing.
have gone
And
missing.
it is full of their junk still.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
toothbrush still on the floor.
Oh
Man,
God, the man
Bill
put his toothbrush on
Yeah.
the floor.
Yeah, he put his toothbrush on the floor. I would rather vomit and
It was
clean
like
it up
it was upright
than
in the
brush my teeth
charger,
with the
but
floor
still,
toothbrush.
girl, That ain't
gross.
right. And they pan to that twice, and I like that they do that because it really is like men is nasty. They
Men is
will
nasty.
literally plug their electric toothbrush in and set it on the floor.
Why didn't you could plug your electric toothbrush in the bedroom and just bring the toothbrush to and fro, right?
Options.
Okay.
We have thoughts, options. Like,
Okay.
come on, girl.
Also, like, it's not like always dead if you don't plug it in, right? Like, you can charge it and then like put it on the thing like a normal person, and then like
Yes.
I don't know. Basically, it's gross. So this guy starts
Literally.
farting around, and he's like, "Oh my god, this place is trashed." And then he calls his company, and they're like, "He's like, hey, this place is trashed," and they're like, "We clean it before the new guest rather than after the old guest," which is
Dumb.
Well, and this is
Dumb
where
and
we
stupid.
find out. This is where we find out because when we were watching this, we were like, "Well, how long has it been?" And this is when the lady's like, "Well, there hasn't been a guest there for like 2 weeks." And we're like, "Holy shit!" So Miss Ma'am has been gone.
Yeah, and he's
And
like, "Who's
can I
living in
tell
my
you-
house?"
so stupid. If I didn't answer for more than 2 days, everyone here on this phone call would be calling me
The
mother.
interviewers,
Mhm.
I'm sure they called her to say, "No, we don't want you," or "Yes, we want you." And she didn't
Yeah, and
answer.
then
And they
that
said,
girl knew
"Okay,
that she was staying in the boonies, so she would have called the cops.
yes."
Mhm.
Suspending
Again.
disbelief.
Suspending belief, it's okay.
Yeah.
But so basically he starts farting around. He's like, "Hey," he calls up his friend and he's like, "What's up?" Cigarette.
Gay
Oh, yeah.
slur.
Yeah,
Gay
he says the
slur.
gay
Drops a slur on us.
We were shocked.
You big old
Yeah.
baguette.
Oh my god.
Oh
Oui,
my
oui,
gosh.
baguette is what he says on the phone.
Mhm.
And-
Baguette.
And they
And
said, we're gonna go and forget all of our worries, and we're gonna drink it out at a bar.
And he goes to
And
this
they do.
hometown bar. And then this guy says, like, "So tell me on the real, like, what happened between you and this girl?" And he's like, basically, he admits to sexually assaulting her. He's like, "Look,
He's like,
she
well,
did
she
he
didn't
does.
say yes the first time, but like she came
But
around.
we did something."
I just had to convince
and then
her.
eventually she was
Yeah,
into
it
it.
just took some convincing.
Yeah. And the dude's just like,
Disgusting.
got it, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And homeboy gets so like sloshy drunk, comes home, and he says, "You know what's really good right now? You know what would sound really good? The voice of the person that I just essayed. I'm gonna call her.
Leaves her a voicemail. Can I tell you? They gonna play that in court.
They're gonna play it again.
They're
It was
gonna
the
play
worst
that
voicemail I've
in
ever heard in my
court.
life. At first, he was like, "I'm sorry that you felt like I assaulted you," and that's basically how
Literally
this
the
all
worst.
digresses. It just is like, "Look, it's not even my fault that you perceived it that way. So like, don't do this." That's how the call ends. Okay,
Mhm.
and he gets sloshed, and then he like falls asleep or whatever. Next day, he's still surrounded by random people's stuff.
And he
He's
said,
such
"I'm
a
gonna take
loser.
matters into my own hands."
And he opens up this girl's laptop. What's her name again?
Tess, right?
Tess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Opens up her laptop, puts in a random ass password, like if it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
that
was
was
like,
weird.
And
I'm
it doesn't
hacking
work.
in.
It doesn't work, and he throws her
He
laptop.
Slams
it!
the laptop
He
against the
throws
wall.
her fucking rose gold MacBook Pro into a wall.
Also, like, can I tell you, squatters do not have MacBooks.
Yeah, because eventually then he's like, "If there's a fucking squatter in my house," it's like, are you
He
Like,
said, I'm gonna come get y'all squatters in here.
And
He
you
goes,
know
grabs
what?
a little knife from the kitchen, and he said, I'm
The
gonna
smallest knife he
off.
could find, a
oh
little
my
butter
God,
knife.
it's like a butter knife. And then also like that's a red flag that someone left their toothbrush, their toiletry bag, their backpack with their wallet, with their laptop.
Yeah, can I tell you what that screams to me? They
Their
ran out of there
car
because it was
keys.
crime.
The car and
Yeah.
the car keys are outside, and they're not
Car
bad
and car
cars.
keys.
The
They're
car
nice
is
cars.
still outside.
Yeah.
And this man, nothing over his head, everything. Ra, da, da.
He's like,
The
"These are
car is
definitely
still
squatters."
outside.
Yeah, because the fucking squatter has a minivan in the back.
Yeah.
With the key.
The squatter
So
drives a
s-
RAV4.
Yeah. But just like
It's
so
cool.
disconnected from like reality. Like,
So-
oh, these
Yeah.
must be squatters. Not like, oh, something happened and these people left all their stuff here. I hope they're okay.
Yeah.
Because it's not
Right.
trashed like
No.
someone came
Yeah.
in and like sprayed
It-
the walls. Like,
It's-
girl,
It's like it's literally just lived in.
it's lived in
Yeah.
like for 2 days. Like, it's not crazy.
So then basement door opens, okay? And he hears some racket. Every time my family opens my door, I literally fart out my butt. Please close the door. You're scaring me. You're scaring me. Please stop. Okay. Literally, I can't take it. I'm really scared.
What?
Okay.
I
So
fart out
basement
my
door.
butt,
Wow.
dude.
The basement door opens and he hears rakatekikiki downstairs and he's like, freaking spotters. Thank you. Okay. Continuing through.
We're gonna have to blur that section.
So
Gosh.
then
So then
like,
he's
"Let me
like,
grab
oh,
my
I found a
butter knife."
rope. I found a little rope. I'm gonna pull on it too.
I'm a yoink
Yeah.
it.
And he opens it up, walks down the hall, sees the camera bedroom, and he's like, oh my God, extra
right.
square footage.
Yeah, because he wants to sell
He
this
moves
sucker.
the camera out of the way. Like he doesn't react to the room.
Yeah,
No,
he
he's
just,
like
starts
moving the
moving
bed.
stuff.
He's
Yeah.
rearranging.
So he
he said
runs
fix
He
upstairs,
rubber.
he said, hold
grabs a
on
tape
1
measure,
second.
runs back downstairs and starts measuring everything. And then he runs back upstairs and he Googles, can you list unfinished basement on Zillow or whatever?
Yeah.
As
And
square
then, like,
footage. The answer,
oh my
everyone,
God.
no, you
No.
cannot.
No, you
He's
fucking
No, but you can
stupid.
add it as extra or whatever.
You can
But
add
can
it
I
on the
tell you?
notes.
And it's the man is not realizing that we did not open a door and get here. A secret tunnel,
Yeah.
brick wall opened, and you got into
Via rope.
yeah, you got
Via
into
rope.
like the
He
sex
sees
trafficking mecca, and you
sex
said,
trafficking.
"Oof."
Oh my God! Literally,
then that's
still
when
the
you
bloody
realize
handprints, still the bed, still the
Yes.
camera. No,
And that's when you
Another-
realize men are stupid.
Nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna
The
say
man-
that's when you
the
realize
man
the comparison between
measures-
like a woman reacting to that and a man.
And like,
reacting to that.
obviously, there's gonna be men that are like, I would have noticed. Obviously,
Well, yeah,
course.
it's
but-
a metaphor. Okay.
right.
Okay.
The man
suspend your belief,
measures his
bitch.
way into
Disbelief.
Wait,
no,
are we-
into he
Bueno,
starts
that's the
measuring.
comparison.
He starts measuring everything, measures his way into the bowels of the earth without
Yeah,
noticing
hi.
that he's going down there.
he opens
Hi.
the back panel and he's like, score.
He's
He
like,
measures-
oh my god.
Measures down the staircase, is
Just-
measuring down the
he's like, oh my God.
hallway.
And can I
Past,
tell you?
hi, past the cages. He said more.
And
doesn't
he's
notice the
He's
cages.
measuring
He must.
butt first. Like he hooks the tape measure on something and then he like backs out.
And
Yeah,
he's
he's
got-
walking
This
backwards.
is sick.
He's got a butter knife, a
flashlight.
flashlight, and this tape measure, and he's not noticing that this is like a problem down here. He's just
Oh
like,
my
oh
God.
hell yeah! But also like this is so another thing. This man is so stupid. He's measuring things, not writing a single thing down.
He's
No.
just measuring
He's
for the
just
sake of
saying
it.
numbers, and I'm like,
Also,
girl,
like, also, is that how square footage works? Are you putting
No.
the thing at the top of the stairs, measuring
I-
diagonally,
no,
and
I
then
don't
turning
know
the
how square
corner?
footage works, and I know that he doesn't.
also
I
it,
know with my
it I
whole
don't know why
everything.
he's doing this because it doesn't count because what
All
are
you can
gonna
do is put the notes. What do the measurements matter for?
and all you have to do is write secret basement. Some weird things down there included because
But
it's
now he
not,
can put secret big
cages.
basement.
but it's not heated and cooled. You can't count it as square footage. It's not finished. Like there's no point in doing whatever you're doing.
And homeboy, like he, is doing all this. He measures his way all the way to another room that we haven't seen yet as an audience, and we see a bunch of clothes, I believe it was, on the floor. Hey Siri, I'm not talking to you.
Oh.
Sorry.
Can
my
I tell you,
computer
the
thought I was talking to
electricity runs deep in this house.
Oh yeah.
me. Da, da, da. Yeah. Can I tell you?
I know
and
the
who was
electric
paying?
bill up the wazoo because they just
Yeah.
be leaving lights on.
They
Oh, and girl, I
leaving
know.
lights on.
I know that electricity bill. Well, he might be just like siphoning it from one of the neighbors or something. But
What neighbor?
What neighbor?
What neighbor?
Yeah.
well,
which
the
one?
abandoned houses, they still
The
have
one in the next
lines.
city? Because
But
it
do
is
they
big
got
enough.
electricity?
Well, because this basement ain't even under the original house anymore, girl. This under like 3 houses
That's true.
down. This
Yeah.
thing
Yeah,
is
we're
big.
far. And so essentially the room is covered in a bunch of clothes and there's one TV, small TV in the corner, and it's just like playing this video of a woman nursing and like teaching someone how to nurse a baby.
It's like an educational video of how to nurse.
Yeah, and this guy's like sick. Anyway, and then he feels a little on his little tape measure and he's like,
God.
what
Oh,
was
the
that?
tape measure starts being yoinked
Yeah, the tape measure
away
goes
from
back.
him.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
like, oh. And then Miss Girl, who's been stuck down there for weeks, pops up and she's like, shut up! Don't say anything. And he's like, what? what's going on? And
Well,
she's like,
I'm pretty sure that Mama comes out of nowhere.
Mama does
and,
come out.
yeah.
And she like pushes him into this hole where she's got her babies. Okay. So
Yeah.
basically you find out that this is a very damaged individual. I thought it was a monster. It's an individual. This is a woman, and she has been only watching this one video for her entire life of a mother breastfeeding a baby. So all she wants is to have babies. So she puts the two people that she just captured as her babies
in a
in
pit.
this little hole. Yes. And it has a gate on top.
This little hole.
In this little hole.
And then
No.
when she goes to give them the bottle, girl,
That's a good one.
the hair.
She got hair.
There was a
all
lot
up
of
her
hair
everywhere.
hanging. And
Tess
is like,
girl,
girl,
is in
you
this
got a
hole.
second. You got
It's
a second.
survivor. And
See,
she goes,
Tess said, if you want to
Also-
stick around, you better listen to Mama.
Yeah.
and I know that's all she's survived on.
Where the
Mhm.
fuck did you find this huge baby bottle?
It's like a cattle baby bottle.
That's
it's
what I was
got to be
thinking,
for
but it has to
livestock
be
or
something.
something.
Mhm.
She's
But
dangling it over the top, and
And she
Tess goes,
He goes,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
she's
then
like,
Tess
"Boo,
is
boo,
like,
boo, boo, boo."
Tess said, it's dinner time. Because she's
Because,
a smart girl.
Can I tell
This
you?
is- hi,
Tess
can I tell
is
you?
a survivor.
Can I
She's
tell
a
you, Tess?
survivor.
First, and one of probably the only smart decisions that she made in this film.
literally.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
to just listen to whatever the
To just
girl wanted.
listen to Mama. And
Yeah.
then
And she's like, "Girl, you got to suck it. You got to suck it." And
Yeah.
he's like, "I don't want to. I don't want to." And
What's
I'm
his
like,
face?
And
"Wow,
he doesn't. Oh my god.
that's all
He
you had to
can't-
do. That's all you had
There's
to
a
do."
7-foot monster, titties out, looking at you with its eyes and nipples, and you are not gonna do what it says.
And
Whatever you want, girl, I'm doing.
4
it.
eyes and 2 of them are not the one you think.
Yeah.
at first she shoves her arm in there, and then he won't drink, and she like shoves herself in there, and she's like, "Bitch."
Yeah,
You
she's
know-
like, hey.
And then
She
She said, hey,
she
King.
what yoinks him.
He
Yoinks
yoinks
him
him
out.
with one hand, baby. One
Yep.
hand. She carries the whole
And she
man.
starts dragging him.
She's
And
scaling walls,
A
girl.
part of
She
this
said-
nursing video, I guess, is when the baby doesn't want to take the bottle, you have to go back to the root
To
of
The
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 source.
source.
To the source.
To the
Yeah.
source. So
Yeah.
she takes out her
Oh,
mama
Harry's
bits.
Pateta.
undressing.
Oh, Harry's.
I'm gonna show. I'm kidding.
He's gonna show us how to do it.
So she takes out her mama bits and she starts trying to get baby to latch.
Mm,
Um,
and she
and
bops
he
him on the
doesn't want to.
nose.
Oh my god,
Yes.
bops him hard as hell.
In the video, the
She
little
real-
lady just like the
little lady.
just the little lady on the TV. She like has her little, her little baby, and she's like, ooh, and she like goes down the bridge of his nose, kind of a la A Star Is Born. Goes down his nose and then poops him on the tip, and she's like,
No, she doesn't poop it on the tip. She doesn't. Poop it on the
tip of the nose, Harold.
But she does.
And
She's
so-
literally the hole.
She-
So when she boops him, it like goes through the
yeah, can I
back
tell
of
you?
his
She
head.
poked him. She said,
Bonk.
bonk.
Yeah, she don't know her own strength. But
It's
yeah,
so funny. So then Tess,
That
Miss
bonk.
Survivor, is like, oh my god, this is my moment. This is my moment. She opens up the grate of the hole and she starts walking out.
And
Okay.
she
but
launched.
she
Mom.
lunges out of the hole. She
Yeah.
scales hole. She goes,
So she starts walking out,
Thing.
okay, and then she walks past the nursing room, okay, and she's just like, that's none
Yeah,
of my
the little
business.
nursery.
and finally,
Okay.
for one,
Mind you,
she-
Shema Hublaba, whatever his name is. What's his name? Justin Long. He's sucking teat, but trying, but not really.
yeah,
He doesn't want to, and I'm like, can you just suck on it?
And I'm like,
dude?
you got to do something because you need to survive. Like you need.
Literally.
We're in
isn't
survival
it
mode.
interesting when he has something happen to him against his will?
He's
how
like, oh
he
my God, this is
reacts?
the worst.
That is true.
We're really, I mean, she's really trying to convince you, Justin. You sure?
Oh, that was a good
Yeah.
one, Chelsea. That was a good one.
Justin.
Snaps.
Yeah.
But
And then Tess, unfortunately, passes that
kicks
room.
the hell out of the freaking tape measure on the ground.
Oh yeah,
And the tape,
kicks it
you know
like
a tape
it's
measure.
drum.
You know a tape measure.
you
That shit
breathe
goes.
next to it, and it goes.
Yeah. And then Mama's like,
Mama's like, "What? My
yeah,
favorite baby."
Mhm.
So Mama starts yink, 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 yink.
Yeah,
and
can I tell you?
Tess-
Wink, bing, ding, ding,
This
through the
imagine this long tunnel,
portal.
long tunnel,
Yeah.
human lady running, fing, 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 big bitch behind her. Dum, da, ding, da. And she's running out. She gets up to like the basement. And then what happens?
Oh, she tries to go out the window. She smashes the tiny
Right.
window.
She does.
And can I tell you, at this point, I'm having a heart attack.
And who saves her? The hobo that ran after her, saying, "Get out of the house! Get out of the house!" He yoinks her out the window.
Her out. And can I tell you, this was the scariest imagery ever. It's gonna stick
When
with
she
me for
goes,
the rest of my life.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
Mama's looking through this little window at the bottom of the house, and she's like,
she peeks out. She goes,
and she goes,
but it's
back
daylight,
in.
so she doesn't come out. She's
well,
not
I don't know if
during
it's
the day.
the daylight or something. She just chooses not to come out.
He said during the day she won't leave. At night, she'll come out.
She'll come out, yeah.
That's really weird. I don't know. The freaks come out.
She's just a night owl.
But so she crawls back into her hole to her other baby, and she looks like a little sad about it, but she's like, okay. So then
she said, damn, I lost.
She starts getting information from this homeless man, and he's like, look, there's freaky stuff that happens in that house. There's freaky stuff that happens. She's not even the scariest thing in there.
Yeah.
I stay by the water to keep to drag off the sound or something. I don't know. Like he's like,
it's the water tower.
And she's like, we have to go back in there. There's someone down there.
Yeah, she's like, we gotta save that man. We don't know this man.
You didn't even.
We don't have to do actually anything.
You don't have to do anything.
You tried to help him before, helping him suck the teat, and he didn't suck the teat. Mama, we know.
Can I tell you?
She's like,
natural selection, girl.
There's a man down there.
Can I tell you?
I don't care what's down there.
He also said that Mama is a copy of a copy of a copy.
Well, he said
no,
that.
No, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Oh, okay.
That's on our next meeting.
Yes, just so y'all know.
But she is.
No, but yeah, that'll come to play in a second, y'all.
Yeah.
So she decides that she's gonna walk to the nearest, call the cops. Cops show up. They don't want to give her the light of day because she do be looking at like a crackhead.
She stank. She stank.
She stank. She dirty. She's been kidnapped for 2 weeks. So
yeah.
She's only been suckling on milk.
Wait, before you get too deep into that, there was during that whole sequence of them trying to get out, we do flash back to the past. We skipped that part of like the whole.
Okay.
That's where we learn like the backstory.
We see part.
We see Big Man Sir Dude come out of that house.
And can I tell you, the minute I saw this man, it's never explicitly said, but the minute I saw Tall Boy, I said, that's her daddy. Because I ain't never seen a bitch that big.
Yeah.
Papa.
And so Big Man comes out of this house, and Sabrina was like,
he's shopping. He's in the grocery store.
Yeah, I was like, that's her daddy. So he does some weird shopping. He's buying like rope and like duct tape, probably. I don't know.
He's buying
rubber.
Plastic sheets and baby stuff.
And baby bottles and
the lady at the store is like, girl, who you home birthing? And he's like, oh, my wife's just birthing. He comes home, we see that it's the same house, and he goes all the way to the back to the basement door, and you just hear screams.
It's awful. It's awful. It's awful. Mm-hmm. And you had seen that he had like snuck into somebody's house, not snuck in, but he like lied his way into
when he was leaving the store, he sees a lady that he likes.
That says Carlos. His name is Frank, though.
It's like a jumpsuit, like a Big Dickies jumpsuit, like a serviceman would wear. And he's like, we've been having water outages. I just want to make sure that everything's okay. And because it's the 80s, the lady's like, okay, come in.
Yeah,
and then he goes in her bathroom, turns the faucet on to pretend that he's making sure it works, flips the latch on the window so that he can sneak in later, probably in the middle of the night, and steal her. Disgusting.
Yeah. It's really terrible, honestly, really, really terrible.
Disgusting.
But something that I really appreciated about this movie was that there are innuendos that of violence, but you never see the violence, which I really, really, really appreciate. I'd seen someone else made that same comment where it's like, you can use SA as a theme in your art, but
you don't have to show it.
But you don't have to show awful violence against women. You don't have to show graphic violence against women. It's not content that we should be consuming as a society. It's not content women want to consume
against anyone.
When we get it, girl. We get it.
that in this particular theme where it's not like Destination 3. It's not like the Terrifier where that's kind of like a grossness to it. This is like actually happens to women. This is really terrible. And like it shouldn't be glamorized, glorified, used like in that sense in media. I totally loved how Barbarian did this because I think it's really fucked up when they do it like super graphic. Like I don't want to fucking consume that content. And now like I just feel like I don't know, maybe I'm a snowflake, but I just don't want to see women get abused for fun. Like that's not what I'm going to do recreationally. I want to go to the movies and watch women get assaulted.
Well, because we get it from what they show us anyway.
Also, I'm scared about that when I walk on the streets. Like I don't need to consume that on my off time.
Yeah.
So I really appreciated that. But moving forward, flashback to
basically that was the whole like flashback, and it goes back to the present or whatever. Or yes, it goes back to the present, and we are with Tess, and she's his neighbor tells him there's going to be a sign in the front yard coming up soon, and he's like, a sign? And he's like, a for sale sign, because the neighborhood's going to hell in a handbasket. And he's like, whatever.
White flight.
He's like, I ain't never leaving here.
Well, because can I tell you what's going on? This one tall dude is committing all this crime and driving down the property value. So everybody's leaving the neighborhood because they're like, this is not a safe place to be. My house ain't worth nothing, and it ain't going to be worth.
Also that, and like, I'm sure this, or it might have been before. Actually, I don't know. So I'm going to shut up.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, so he's like, we're going to sell while we still have time to get out and can get something for our house. And that's how this one man single-handedly ruined this neighborhood because he was just stealing people left and right.
He was just snatching ladies left and right.
The amount of people that you find out he stole.
Oh my God, it's really awful.
A lot. Horrid.
It's okay. So basically we flash back to real time. This girl gets she gets pushed over by the cops. The cops don't really believe her. She brings them back to the house. She's like, there's someone in there. We have to go down. And they're like, I'm not doing that. And then they get a call for someone else and they leave her.
In a different neighborhood.
Yeah, they're not very helpful.
They're not very helpful. So they're irrelevant. Don't worry about them. So she goes to the house, grab her car keys. She waits till the sun sets, though, to get into the house, which is so fun.
She really took her time.
Because when the cops were there, daylight.
I don't know what she did for a couple of hours. Just stared at the house.
Also, the cops were like, you're lucky we don't arrest you and take you to the station to sleep this off. And she's like, girl, sleep what off? Arrest me for what? What are you talking about?
The way that I would have hopped, swooped.
Oh, girl, open the door, let me in.
Where are we going? Do you need a third on this hunt that you're going on?
I'll go on a stakeout with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wow. You can use me as human bait wherever you're going. I just don't want to be here.
So she gets into the house again. She's like, basically what she does is she breaks the window because she don't got a key or anything. Goes in,
just
grabs her
barrels
keys
into the window.
Barrels in, grabs her keys, goes to her car, and she's like, "Ay carajo, I can finally leave in peace."
Yeah, that's what we think is gonna happen. We think that she's gonna put the keys in the ignition, drive away.
And then we get
for her to leave.
And it's fucking Big Mama Joe comes out.
Big Mama Joe
pulling out. But she was already okay. So if the house is here, if the house is right in front of you, I forgot this is an audio thing. So if the house is right in front of you, she's already pulling out and turning to her left to face the house. You know what I mean? Yes. And by the time we're looking at the house, Mama's looking at us.
Big Mama Joe said, "Hey."
Big Mama Joe's looking at us.
Because again, she comes out at night.
She comes out at night. So Tess rams against her in the house. So she fucks up her engine, her only getaway vehicle, and fucks up her engine. And Mama is pinned against the house, and she kind of like slowly
fades
you know
a
how,
little. Yeah.
You know Michael Myers, how he likes to
he said, "Oh, I'm dying."
Oh. So she does that. She does one of those. So then she goes into the house, walks down the little, grabs the guy, runs back up. Okay.
Oh, not before he shoots her.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Wait, no.
forgot.
goes down the hallway because Mama has been squished and pinned by the car. He goes down the hallway, follows like a line of electricity down this other hallway, opens it up, finds the dress of the lady that we saw earlier.
Wait. This wasn't while she was being pinned, because she's chasing him, and then he gets to the point where he
is getting chased.
And Mama
Mama doesn't want to go in that room.
We're all saying to ourselves, we're like, this is the part that's worse. This is what the guy was saying.
Because the guy had previously mentioned
in the house.
He had mentioned that there was something worse, and we're like, oh, we're about to see Big Joe Papa. He's someone's about to someone or something is about to come out from behind that door.
He goes in, it is a hoarder's den. Just trash everywhere, bottles everywhere.
Gross. It's
and just a bunch
on. There's a TV on in there. Somebody's watching a sitcom. He finds the dress of the lady from the 80s that Mr. Mann like went into her house and unlocked the window, and he's like, he sees all these videotapes with names on them. Girl, that had to be 50, 75 videotapes,
bookshelf full
of separate
100%.
VHS tapes, and they all have different names. And one's redhead, one's garage crackhead, one's no teeth, one's Irish, one's Melissa, one's Georgina. They all some have names, some have character
not
traits.
Freak a Leak.
Monique, Christina, Yolanda.
Oh gosh.
So that's him basically.
Yeah, horrid.
Well, then he hears like a and turns around and it's an old man rotting in bed like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my god, dog, I'm gonna help you, blah blah blah. Then he turns around and he's like, let me put one of these tapes on.
Yeah, I don't know what possessed him.
Oh yeah, he did a little Sundance Film Festival screening of one of them. Like he was going to see something cool.
So he puts in one of the tapes, and all you hear is screaming. You
get the insinuation
that's what the room
the video was
before this back panel is for. Yeah, that's what we're assuming. And then this guy who was admitted to sexually assaulting a woman then looks at this guy and is like, what kind of monster are you, girl? You looking in a mirror.
He doesn't think it's him,
not the same level, but yes,
but you're also an abuser.
He doesn't think it's him. He's like we're gonna get out of here, some weirdos doing some weird stuff down here, let's go. And then the old man reaches into the bedside table, pulls out a gun and points it at him, and he's like, oh, and I'm like, oh, and then he turns it on himself, and I said, oh, okay. And
we all were like, oh my god, and then he was like, turn it to himself, and we're like, oh,
proceeds to use it. And then that's where Justin Long's character gets the gun to shoot this poor woman who just came to save him.
Because he's scared. He is scared. Blind as a bat. Also, why are we dark
shooting
tunnel
at everything?
Dark tunnel, little flashlight. Dark tunnel, little flashlight, little gun. Walking down the hall, he hears a noise, shoots the fuck out of her.
Let me tell you. If it
and
was
one thing about him, no hesitation to self-save.
If it was Mama, he would have known.
Oh, it was Mama. She's on your back already.
Yeah.
On you like a spider monkey.
And can I tell you, that bitch would have survived a gunshot.
Oh yeah,
Michael,
a gunshot, one little gunshot.
Because she survived. She already survived a car wreck.
Yeah. So she's pinned against the house, and he's like, "Oh shit, I just shot you. I'm sorry." They start walking out, and when they walk out of the front door, that bitch is gone.
Guess who's missing?
Guess who's missing?
Mama's gone.
So they walk out, and she's like, "Okay, this guy said we can go next to the water tower. He's there." So they get close to the water tower. He's there squatting. He lets them in to his like hideout, and they kind of have this like fire pit sharing their feelings moment where we get a little more backstory, and that guy's kind of like, what is that? And we find out that this old man who has just killed himself is the daddy who used to steal all these women, create babies with these women, and then create babies with those babies.
Yeah.
And then create babies with those babies. And he said, once you make a copy of a copy of a copy, you have something that's not very
You get
human.
a mama. You get a long titty, no nipple.
You get what is it? Tall boy and big girl.
And big girl.
Yeah.
Which is
And
what
they're
Sabrina
like-
said about these two people
Well,
earlier.
And then they're like,
Because
well,
they are a tall girl and big girl.
they're like, how do we know that we're safe here? And he's like, she ain't never come here in 15 years. And
she's in.
dude gets yoinked.
Not
Yoinked
only
and
does
laugh.
he get yoinked,
He gets
he gets
disrespected.
his arm torn off. and
Disrespected.
beats him with his own.
She
She
beats him to death
disrespects
with
this
his
man
own
in his
arm.
own house. She
Yeah.
beats him, rips him off, okay? Beats
What?
him dead.
Rips him off.
Yeah.
She
I
scammed
said
him,
it.
is what she did.
Said it. She took money out of his pocket.
She scammed him.
He
So
rips
then-
him off.
She said, "We're reaching out for your car's extended warranty." Boom.
Yeah.
Reaching out.
While she's
Okay.
doing that, Tess and Justin are like, I have a great idea. Let's run up the
Okay,
stairs to the
and
water
can I
tower.
tell you, literally, Justin is such a jagweed. He had just gone on this whole speech. He was like, I'm just trying to be a good guy. I just want to be a better guy. The minute
Yeah.
Mama's in the door, woo,
He
he's
runs.
Oh,
out.
he left Tess
He
in
left
the
Tess
dust.
in the dust. She's
Yeah.
Gone.
shotted. He
He's
shot
shot.
her, and she
And
he
she's
don't care.
literally,
like-
like, wait for me. And
And
he's
he's
like,
like, you better keep up.
and I don't
And we were. Can I tell you?
Gone.
I wanted that energy from Tess the whole movie. Because
Yes,
we
He is
don't
so
know these people.
self-serving. He is so self-serving, and she is so for everyone. And we're like,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
and they
Or like,
go
can the roles be reversed?
to the,
Mama,
go to the dumbest place they can think of. The
not to
top
put-
of the water tower. And
not
then-
to
And
put
she follows
my
him.
useless ethics course to work,
Oh my
but
God.
he's
Oh.
a humanist and she's an altruist. Because an altruist doesn't care about themselves and literally just does everything for everybody else, and that's exactly what she did the whole time. And hedonists only focus on pleasure and what's good for them, and that's exactly what he did the entire
Yeah.
time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
So-
they get to the top of the water tower.
And
Oh
he
my
says,
God. And this part was fucked up. Dude.
he
This
says,
part was
there's nowhere
fucked
left
up.
to go. Because of course she follows them
Yeah.
up there. And I'm
Because,
like,
yeah, what the
duh,
fuck
why
else
did
is
we
she gonna
go
do?
to the 100-foot water tower, girl?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
also,
Can I tell you the last thing I'm gonna do? Climb 300 stairs
Yeah.
up the staircase.
Also, Mama, they climb up the stairs and they have nowhere to go. Mama's climbing up the stairs, and she's like, "Oh my God, your fucking gun, use it." And
He fumbles it
Fumbles it
so
on
hard.
the side of
the
He's
gun.
so useless. This man has hot
Sucks.
dogs for fingers. Because can I tell
So
you,
much.
he fumbled it there. He fumbled the flashlight at one point.
He
like
fumbled the knife.
fumbles everything.
And
And I'm
I'm
like,
a fumbler, but God,
this
girl,
man
on
has
the side
no
of the
sensation
thing-
in his hands. Why can't he hold onto anything?
He just and
I
essentially
mean,
we
I'm
see
nervous.
Mama
I'm
coming.
scared. I get it, but like, geez, Louise, sir.
We
Yeah.
see Tess come up. Siri, I'm not talking to you. Sorry. We see Tess come up, and shortly after, Mama is coming.
She's coming,
And
he's
this
like,
man is like, I don't know what I can do. I need to
he's
figure
like, I
something
need
out
to
right
slow her
now.
down.
I need to do something.
Oh,
And he said,
he
"Do you know what I'm going to do?"
He grabs
Fing,
Tess.
fing.
he's like,
Oh my
I'm
God,
gonna
it's
get us
really
out of
scary,
here.
Actually, he grabs Tess by the hair and he goes, "You want your baby?" And he throws Tess off the side of the water tower.
Because he told Tess, I'm gonna get
Gagged.
us out of here, but you have to slow her down.
And
Not
Yeah.
He said,
do you
he said,
want to?
I'm gonna get out of here. He starts saying, "We're gonna get out. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out of here.
Throws
Yeah.
her
And
off.
you're gonna have to slow her down."
he throws her off, and then
And he
literally
throws
the-
her off the side of the building,
the
and you get the
best part-
slow-mo of her going. And then Christian, take it away.
And then you get the slow mo of Mama going. And can I y'all ever been to SeaWorld? Y'all ever seen the dolphin show where they do the flips in the water? Mama Shamu flips off this fucking building.
She nose dove, boobies flapping in the wind.
Movies flapping.
Can I tell you, she
feet
almost went 360.
flapping. She is doing
could have
a
done-
full nosedive off this building,
Y'all know-
and
y'all-
somehow,
No
somehow,
hesitation.
no hesitation, and also somehow manages to get below Tess, who has been dropped or thrown maybe 10 seconds before this, falls at a faster rate and swoops underneath her to protect
her
her
Breaks her
fall.
fall. Yeah.
Break her
Because
fall.
honestly, at this point, and nobody agrees with me, I started feeling some type of way. I was
No.
actually kind of sad. For
No, I
this
mean,
poor
that's what
creature.
the point of the movie was doing, but also
I
like,
had
I dropped
an
my mic,
amount of
sorry.
empathy for her because she like had no choice in what was happening.
yeah,
I
like
mean,
it's not
like-
her fault that
But I
That
won't
she's a product
hesitate.
of this horrible thing.
I
you know?
won't hesitate. You know what I'm saying?
I won't hesitate either. I still think this thing is crazy.
It's one of those things where it's like, we just gotta put her out of her misery type deal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But
it
it's
sucks that this happened
so
to you, but like, girl,
sour. It's so sour this moment because it's like, this is for this monster. Tess is really everything. This is her baby. This is what, like,
It is
she
her
is so
baby.
self-sacrificing. The mom is, to protect Tess. Like, she dives off of the water tower, no hesitation, flips under to break Tess's fall, and then Justin Jacob, whatever his name is, loser, comes down the water tower.
we
And
call
like
him Justin
looks
because that's the
at
actor, but yeah.
looks at Mama and Tess laying on top of one another. Like, well, you know, Tess is on top of Mama. They're both facing upwards, and he's like, okay. And he, I don't know, he like has the gun still. He does something. And Mama, can I tell you, Mama gets up
Yeah.
and grabs Justin by the side of his face and digs her thumbs
Oh God.
into his
Little
eyeballs.
Game of
And I thought it was
Thrones
so good.
moment.
Y'all,
Yeah.
y'all ever scrambled some eggs? Y'all ever break
I
open an egg
That's what it looked
love
like.
and then the yolk comes
it.
out? That's what it looked like.
I was
I
so
loved it.
glad that we were watching that in like 2 frames per second because we didn't have to
Yeah.
look at it for that
Yeah.
long.
It was gross, but I was here for it because I was over this man. I was over it.
Yeah.
She kills him. And
It
then
was-
while
yeah, a lot.
she's doing that, Tess is able to reach over and grab the gun. But then
Mhm.
Mama is over her and she's like, "Hubba, hubba, hubba," and
Baby,
yeah.
trying to pick
baby.
her up to take her back to the house. And Tess
But
is like,
she's
"I can't
has
get
a
up. I can't go
gunshot
back."
wound. She has
Yeah.
a gunshot wound. So Tess keeps like howling in pain, and like the Mama is like aware of that. So she keeps trying and then putting her back, and then trying and then putting her back. And then there's a point
And
where she's kind of just
she's
like
also in
caressing her
pain
face.
too. 'Cause she's like, girl, this is my baby, and my baby's in pain, and I just want to
Yeah.
go home.
Yeah. She's like caressing
it's-
her face, and she's like really close to Tess's face, and then Tess like you know, she does take the shot. She shoots her
Yeah.
against the face, and it's kind of like slow. But it was
I was
really
praying there was a
intimate
bullet in there, girl.
moment. Yeah, me too. I was
Oh,
over
yeah.
it. I was over it. It
We-
was necessary,
we
it had
would've-
to be done.
We would have had another 30 minutes of movie. If
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
It was, yeah. So I was really happy because, and then can I tell you, screen cut to black, done. Movie's over.
At
Wow.
the gunshot, yeah.
They showed Tess like
Wow.
walking out
Away.
in
Which
pain
like
while they
wasn't really
play
needed, but
the Be My Little
Be my little
Baby.
baby.
And then that's the
Very,
end of the
on the
movie.
nose.
It was
It's
crazy.
It was good. Good
Yeah.
commentary on men versus women.
I liked it. I actually really
the
liked it.
justice
Wouldn't watch it again
system.
because that was crazy, but that was good.
I enjoyed it. Can I tell you? I wish we were doing the podcast recording while we saw the visuals
Our
we saw.
reactions.
Oh, we were
in
dying.
Our
live-
reaction.
The way Christian reacted to Mama jumping off that water.
I thought I was gonna pee my pants.
That was insane for me. Like
There was a
that, I was
point-
laughing, pissing, crying, and throwing up all at once.
There was a point where I stood up and just held my arms out, and I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" Because
Yeah, Sabrina was feeling every visceral
I think
reaction to her dumb decisions. Tessa's
Because
dumb
it-
decisions.
because
either when
every-
she went down the tunnel or when she
Oh,
went back
God.
into the house, I was just like,
Because it felt like
What?
every moment of the movie,
Oh
Tess
my
is going,
God.
"I'm an empath,"
Yeah.
and it's like,
"Oh my
"Girl,
God."
let
And
it
I was
go."
over it.
Fucking cancer or some shit.
She had so many
It's too
opportunities
much.
to grab her backpack, get in the car, and drive home.
And drive
Yeah.
for men that we don't know, men that we do not know.
Yeah, I don't. And
Yeah.
can I tell you,
And
none of them were worth saving. Especially the second one. He was not worth saving, girl.
I know. At
Yeah.
least Keith, he was
Mhm.
just
Yeah,
a misguided.
and can I tell you,
fella, know
that
what I mean?
sucks. Keith was just trying to be. He was just an
He
awkward
was just
dude.
trying
He was
to-
just
yeah, he was
socially
just
awkward.
weird.
Oh
Poor
God,
dude.
when she took a picture of his driver's license and then was like sitting in the Panera before her interview, zooming
and she's,
in on
like,
his
staring at
picture
it.
to like look at him for some reason. I was like, girl,
Because she
you
was like,
just
sorry.
met him. But
Yeah.
some
At
girls will
first,
do anything for some strange.
At first,
Mhm.
the ID shot was like to make sure he's a fucking person, and then in the next scene, she's like,
Okay,
yeah.
and
She
can I
was
tell you
gonna
something
take
about
it.
Chelsea? Can I tell you guys something about Chelsea? Chelsea will Google a bitch.
Oh, I'll
Chelsea
find
was-
his whole
The
life.
way that Chelsea
Yeah.
would have known his voter registration, his house, his mama's
Mhm.
name, his daddy's name, his grandpa's occupation.
Yeah. Any
Yeah.
priors,
Literally.
anything about that man, I would have already known.
She would
And
have
I
done
would have.
everything.
I thought she was taking a picture of his driver's license to send to a friend and be like,
No,
if something
she didn't.
Just to
happens,
have on her phone.
Nope, too smart.
just to have, and know where he'd be living.
Yeah, but fuck, like, and then our reaction to, obviously, like, with the trailer and everything, it makes you think that, okay, this movie, like, is gonna be kidnapping, like, this dude's gonna kidnap this girl in an Airbnb.
Because Bill
something.
Skarsgård, what he is, a creepy bitch. He loves a scary movie, and he's always the
Exactly.
antagonist or
And
something.
so you're like, oh, okay, that's what this movie's gonna be. And then, like, I knew there was some semblance of, like, oh, there's something more beyond, like, that one door, because they show it in the trailer. But last thing I was expecting was
The hills
Big
have
Mama
eyes.
Joe.
Yeah.
Big
I wasn't
Mama Joe.
expecting the cave. I wasn't expecting the secret entrance after the secret entrance.
Yeah.
Big Mama Joe.
It was
Big
a-
Daddy
It was the
Joe.
flashbacks, the
Big-
flash forward, the flash sideways.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
new
Kinda, yeah,
turns
tall
every
boy and
moment.
big girl was not. I couldn't.
I feel like we're recording an episode of Queens to like to watch, and they're at the end, and they're like, "Well, this movie has it all."
It does. It does.
Oh,
I pleasantly surprised.
It
I was
does
on
have
the
it
edge
all.
of my seat the entire time.
I very
Obviously,
much
if you
liked it.
watch this podcast, you might have already seen the movie, and if you didn't, we explained the entire movie to you. So
Yeah, so
you
now you
basically
did.
did. But
Also-
if you haven't, go watch it. It's pretty good. I liked it.
People were like hyping it up really hard, and so I had like, I think, too high of expectations for
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Because people were like, you have to watch it, you have to watch it. And I was like, oh my god, this is some sort of revolutionary horror movie. And it was like, it was good, you know. One that I think was more, well, also Christian and I have watched some really good ones lately.
Was more
So, like,
better.
we watched X,
Are you gonna say
we watched
Smile?
Pearl, we watched Smile. Like, those were really good and really different. So I thought, because people were saying like, oh, if you liked Pearl, you're gonna love Barbarian. I remember someone saying that, and I was like, oh, okay. And
That's
then I
interesting.
was kind
They're
of
very
like,
different, so I
they're-
don't know why
yeah.
they said that, but I think that's interesting. I
I
think, yeah. Can I tell you? I know I don't know if y'all ever want to see it, but Smile, Me Cagué, Me Churré, that was a movie and a half.
scary,
Can I tell you?
girl, scary.
That was.
I watched
I was like,
Hereditary, and I was
girl,
pretty proud of myself for that one.
you
Her-
did.
oh, it's so good too. We gotta rate this sucker.
You gotta rate this.
All
sucker.
right, Harry, pull out your. Oh,
Your goozle.
we
My
can't.
goozle's
Can't pull up
dead.
his
Yeah.
goozle.
Um,
So,
I have to remember it.
I'll type it in my phone and then we'll send it in the chat.
Christian, you said you already had a name for the rating.
Tall boy.
No,
and
I
Big
didn't.
Mama.
I just said that there's a lot of options to choose from. I didn't have one like picked out.
I feel
but-
like long
Um,
titty has to be in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh,
if you can
Harry-
put that in the name.
Or Harry bottled nipple.
Harry
nipple
teat,
bottle.
Harry
long teated Harry.
How are we spelling teat?
Wait.
T-E-A-T?
Yeah.
No, it's
T-E-E-T.
I like
Wait.
the T.
Well, that would be Tate.
Wait,
Well,
what?
teat.
Long T Mama Joe's. I don't know.
I don't know. But while you guys decide, I just farted.
Sabrina.
She's okay,
Gosh.
guys. Sabrina's in an era where she is announcing every bodily
No,
function.
don't do that because I'm
am.
leaving it in. Whoever
I
it
know,
is,
no,
whoever's
yeah.
editing, leave it in.
Sabrina loves to announce when things are exiting her body.
I'll text them and I'll be like, guys, I'm pooping.
I like how you stopped
Like,
what we
why?
were saying so you could announce that.
So you could say that.
Oh,
You said, you guys have it a little aside, but I gotta let y'all know I'm farting. Like,
He said, I don't
Well.
ship that to be partner.
can I tell you?
What
I
about
don't,
Harry-
guys. I have a lot of bowel issues. Sorry.
What about Harry Long Joe Teats? Or Harry Joe Long Teats? Or Long Joe Harry Teats?
Miss Harry Joe Long Teats.
Miss Harry Joe.
Miss Harry Joe Long Teats.
Miss
Okay.
Harry Joe Long.
Harry Joe Long T. Okay, so what's the rating? What is Sabrina? Go first.
8.5.
8.5. Let's give it up for 8.5.
Oh my god.
8.5. Miss Harry Joe Long Teats. Chelsea.
I would give it a solid 8.
8.
Yeah.
Okay, Harold.
I say a 7.
Ooh.
I was also gonna say 8.
So we're averaging we're averaging about an 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
That's fine.
So 8 out of 10. Miss Harry Jo Long.
Teats.
It flows off
Bing.
smooth off the mouth.
It's smooth off.
I'm pretty sure you spell teats Teats.
I feel like
That's how I want to
that's
spell
correct.
it. So
That is how you spell it. That's
What?
like literally.
Harry
because
was saying that's Tates.
what are you talking about?
No, because
Wait.
teats
how-
is like you. It's like another word for the boob. Like it's like
Yes.
an actual word, and it's spelled Teat.
Yeah, someone
Right.
said Teet.
It
Well,
is
that's how I wanna spell
TAT.
Yeah, girl, we know
And can
you
I
don't gotta
tell
convince
you?
us.
Fuck
I
you.
guess it's you wouldn't say Sate or trait.
And you know who would know? Me and Sabrina.
Yeah, I got that memory glands, baby.
I don't know why I know Sabrina would know because she got 6 goats in her house, but you
I also have boobs.
Yeah.
but
I'm a
you don't
goat.
call it Sate. Nobody
You don't
calls
know
it
what I
a
call
Sate.
it. You don't know shit.
You don't know shit. Oh, fuck.
You don't know what she
You don't know
Oh,
calls
shit
it.
about
Lord.
fuck.
You want me to change it to
Uh,
the proper spelling?
She said you don't know what I got.
Oh my god. Miss
Teats.
Harry Jo Long Teats. All right, Christian, you gotta close us out now.
Well, follow us on Instagram. What?
Period. Don't do anything else.
Follow
Don't
us
do
on
anything else.
Instagram and actually
Can I tell you?
bitches,
Buy our merch.
I will be
Buy our
asking for
merch.
feedback and y'all bitches.
Yeah,
can say-
just even comment a heart or a
Can I tell
toe.
you, they're not giving feedback because we're not posting when we ask for feedback.
Whoa,
We're not
whoa.
posting podcasts.
Whoa. Okay.
Well,
But we've
Chelsea,
had
The blame back on us.
maybe
I guess.
shut up a
Had-
little louder.
No, we've had episodes where we post and we'll be like, "Do you guys want more movies? Do you guys want us to just talk? Let us know."
And y'all don't say
nobody
a
says
thing.
shit.
And
But
they're
okay,
like, can
it's
you
fine.
all
Just
just
DM
And I
us.
see.
post?
Can I tell you? I see the viewings. I know you're watching. So
I know y'all are listening.
I know it's just my
anyway,
sister and my mom have it on replay.
Sabrina,
Sabrina listens to them to fall asleep.
we're established. Anyway, if you wanna,
Anyway.
if you wanna see more of us, you should stream us on all your listening platforms. We are on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and not Overcast. But no, it is Overcast. It's not
Oh,
Outcast.
Yeah,
And then if you want to follow us on Instagram, you can follow us on Instagram at The Scary Queens. That's THE, Scary Queens, just in case you didn't know how to spell that. And is that it? Is that all you say? What else do we say?
Yeah.
It's my turn.
Sabrina, go.
Stay afraid, y'all. Love you. Bye.
Bye.